I think there's a lot of friction right now when it comes to generative AI. You look at something like recently, this was just released a couple weeks ago from Gallup, 67% of workers in the US say they're not using generative AI on a regular basis. And yet you look at things like this is other research that says the number one fastest growing job in marketing is AI marketing assistant with 20% growth in the coming years. Where is that? What do you think is driving some of that friction? Engagement? Education? I think that's part of it. Habits? We keep doing what we're always doing. Fear? Clear use cases? Yeah, I think that's good. I also wonder if everybody's just lying. Because right now there's no reward for using generative AI in your individual job. The productivity gains, the efficiency gains, they accrue to the individual, but they're not yet accruing to the organization in ways that are easily measured. And I think there's still in the marketplace, again, think about your organizations that are just transitioning into digital. They're just trying to catch up with digital. Now they're trying to catch up with AI. They just hired somebody, and that person's going to come into their office and say, look what I created with AI. And they're going to be like, why did I hire you if AI could do it? So I think there's fear around it, but there's also fear in being open about using it. So I think there's a lot that will have to take place there. Here's Jerry
AI,
Seinfeld's
on the other
take
hand,
on
is the most embarrassing thing we've ever invented in mankind's time on Earth. Oh, so you can't do the work. Is that what you're telling me? You can't figure it out? This seems to be the justification of AI. I couldn't do it. This is something to be embarrassed about. The ad campaign for ChatGPT should be the opposite of Nike. You just can't do it.
We laugh at this, but I think this is the feeling within some organizations, especially at lower tiers within that organization, the fear that they will be perceived as taking shortcuts. And we still talk about using generative AI in education as cheating. And this idea that we need to, I personally think, need to redefine what cheating means in a world where AI is prevalent. But in education, at least right now, any use of generative AI is perceived often as cheating. So taking some of those building blocks, I want to highlight how I think some of this starts to change and how businesses are starting to shift their business models, how they're thinking about the products and services that they deliver differently. And generative AI will play a role in this, but I think, again, there's this much bigger shift broadly to datification that's going to drive it.